Happy full moon. I've been thinking all day how wonderful it is to have a full moon in Taurus and to bring in that like earthy, sensual, nourishing energy into this season, which is, it's Scorpio. It's been intense. It's been emotional. It's been impulsive. It's been non-ordinary reality feeling for many people. And we're also in that Aquarian age energy of just wanting to like move forward and figure it out and crack the code and be in service to what's happening in community. And so I love when the way Taurus asks us to like slow down and nourish and root and remember that we're in a body, right? So Taurus reminds us we have a body, and I think tending to our body and taking care of our body helps to be able to function and choose and move through times of great intensity and great change. But I also was thinking about some of my favorite Taurus people in my life, and I think the big gift people who hold a lot of Taurus energy always give me is the reminder to actually be at the true pace and to move out of urgency and move out of the pace we often take when it feels like we're in a crisis. Taurus people teach me how to stop rushing. I think when you hold a lot of Aquarian energy and Scorpio energy, and you've had intense traumatic initiations, which are often calling cards of that type of energy, you can move at the pace of reaction a lot. I'll speak for myself. I can really move and respond in a reactive way. And I can find myself trying to attune to the energy outside of me instead of the energy inside of me, and to try to respond to something that's not actually my pace. And so that's been something that Taurus people always teach me how to move out of. So the thing I'm really noticing in the field today, with some clients I've worked with today, with my own life, is that the energy of this full moon is really asking us to slow down and to really feel, to stop and feel, to remember that actual choice and creation does not come from compression and it does not come from reaction. It comes from actually feeling, sitting with the feeling, and choosing and responding from there. So I just wanted to share that because maybe you're noticing that in your life and field today. And I'm just thinking very fondly of my favorite Taurus people. Maybe I'll share about them in the next slide. So the thing I'm really noticing in the field today, with some clients I've worked with today, with my own life, is that the energy of this full moon is really asking us to slow down and to really feel, to stop and feel, to remember that actual choice and creation does not come from compression and it does not come from reaction. It comes from actually feeling, sitting with the feeling, and choosing and responding from there. So I just wanted to share that because maybe you're noticing that in your life and field today. And I'm just thinking very fondly of my favorite Taurus people. Maybe I'll share about them in the next slide. Before I get into my favorite Taurus memories, it takes confidence. It takes trust and confidence. That's also what the Taurus energy reminds us, to actually say, wait, I'm actually not ready to react or respond. I actually need some time to sit and feel before I answer, or before I decide. Or I was working with a client today who has a beautiful business, and she was one of my Akashic students, and now she's going to start bringing in the Akashic work. And it's like, hey, you get to just slow down and slowly create the body of work you're going to bring to people, right? Like, it doesn't have to be created next week. You get to, that's why I like to create a lot of spaciousness and a lot of time. But it does take trust and faith and confidence to realize you don't always have to immediately respond. We can trust. So one of my favorite Taurus people is Patrick, who's still one of my great friends and was my roommate in college. And I was so Scorpio, Capricorn, Aquarian in college. I was like in the energy work school, in the health counseling school, in normal journalism school, working a job, starting the practice. And I was like always just spread so thin. And Patrick would just create the coziest little hang times in our apartment. And I would look in the living room and he would be getting together like the perfect little snacks, the perfect little movie, or he'd put on a really great record and he'd get the couch all comfy. And it would just suddenly be like, oh yeah, like it's chill time. And he always made sure we created some space to just relax and laugh and chill. Shout out to you, Patrick. Another life-changing Taurus in my life has been Lizzie Apple, and she was my book midwife and advisor for Dark Times Catering. And, when you're working with content that is so traumatic and spans so many generations and so many locations of your life and has been living inside of your body and your soul in that way, you got to have a Taurus alongside you for that ride, because Lizzie really taught me that creativity and like creating something with deep longevity, like deep legacy work, does not happen from urgency and compression. Like, it really does require space and feeling and letting the process fully come through so that you can really tell the story and share the art in the way you really wanted to in the first place.